NFL Network setting up shop in London for the past 3 weeks, but Eagles and Jaguars, they just got there Friday morning. Both teams need to adjust their body clocks and also kind of clear their heads after tough losses last week. That was the big topic yesterday when both teams met with the media in London.
As a quarterback and just the leaders in general, it's really on a lot of us to get everyone going again and realize, record aside, that doesn't matter. The goal is to go 1-0 every week, and especially the division we're in, it's kind of wide open. So at this point of the year, not where we want to be, but we still have the whole season in front of us.
I think adversity brings the best out of us all. That's kind of just how it goes. You show your true character when things are going bad, and you need guys to step up and do their job. And so as a leader, this is when you really earn your stripes.
That voice is so amazing. I wish, he needs to do voiceover.
He should sing Barry White is what he should do.
My goodness. Last year, guys, the Eagles had the number 4 defense in the league. This year, they're number 14. So they've had some issues. They were just talking with the media yesterday. They got there late. They traveled later than some teams do. So, it's kind of interesting. I wonder how the Eagles are going to adjust. They're not used to playing
Alexander, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
No. Hey, it's okay. No, you really want to get this point out. What is it?
You're just going to yield. It's like that guy that comes on the freeway and you're just like, I'm going in. I don't care what this is. Anyway, DJ Alexander, one of the few Eagles who has played a game in London. He was on the Chiefs when Doug Peterson was coaching there. He said he told his teammates, get as much sleep on the plane as possible. Trust me, because it's going to hit you. From what I gather, not a lot of guys slept on the flight. Today is their big sleep catch-up day. All
right, that's good to know. How do you think this is going to play out, though, Mike Rob?
Well, I tell you one thing. You saw Blake Bortles get benched last week.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think he probably should stay on the bench just a little longer.
Really?
I'm just sorry, man. We all knew that Blake Bortles had release issues, had some technical issues with throwing the football. But the ball just comes out of Cody Kessler's hands a lot better. And I think this offense can open up a little bit more with Cody Kessler as the quarterback. Now, again, he needs some work. He's still a young quarterback. He's going to make some mistakes. But he throws more than 3 routes. He throws more than a fade. He throws more than crossing routes, okay? And he can attack you more than just running the football. Those are Blake Bortles' 3 modes of beating you: throwing fades, throwing crossing routes, and running the football with his legs. So I think if this offense wants to open up a little bit, you put Cody Kessler there and you show your defensive side of the ball. You show those guys that you're trying to win the ball game, because I'm afraid that there's going to be a split in this team coming up here pretty soon, where the defense is looking over there like, what's the point? What are we doing?
Yeah.
If we're over here balling out and stopping teams, but then you allow Blake Bortles to come in there and give the ball right back.
Well, Jalen Ramsey already hinting at that right now.
Well, Yannick Ngakoue had to be, held back in the locker room. We heard about that last week, but the defense also has given up 90 points the last 3 weeks. So there's a lot of things kind of going wrong.
Well, it gets frustrating. I mean,
it sort of snowballs.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
At first, you're only giving up 14 points, and it's like, well, what are we doing?
Yeah.
To you, is this one of those things where if you took the number and you took the name off the back of the jersey and you never saw either guy, and we showed you film of Kessler and Bortles, and we said, okay, which one was drafted higher, that you wouldn't be able to tell, or maybe you would lean Kessler?
You would lean toward Kessler.
I'm just saying, really?
Just because of the way the ball comes out of his hands. You could just watch both of these guys throw side by side. You'll say, one of these guys has a hitch in his throw, and it could possibly lead to interceptions and things like that. Now I think it's mental for Blake Bortles. Now I think the minute he drops back and guys are covered, it's like, I need to do something. I need to make a play. Well, so it's all mental for him.
I was in Philly this week, and before Malcolm Jenkins said what Malcolm Jenkins said, which if you didn't see was, I can turn on the tape of this week's opponent, and I could see that Colin Kaepernick deserves a job. Wasn't even talking about the Jaguars, and he just threw that dig in there. But before that, I was talking to a couple of the guys, and Brandon Graham, one of them, said we got to keep their running game in check, because that's what Blake Bortles needs to be good. And it's a backhanded compliment. And you know what they're saying, basically, is that if you put it all on him, they're not going to be successful as an offense. And you see this year, they're 3-0 with 24-plus rushing attempts, 0-4 when they run for 24 or fewer. In his 3 wins, 65% completion percentage with those rushing attempts.
7 points
56.
or less in 3 games.
Right.
I mean, the whole point of being a quarterback is to score points.
Last 2 seasons, 12 2 when rushing 27 or more times. And Graham was saying to me, he misses Leonard Fournette. I'm going through all this stuff, and I'm saying these guys are really not impressed with Blake Bortles.
Well, they'll have Carlos Hyde. Do you think that will make a difference?
As much as he can catch up in a week and 2 days or whatever it is to get into that playbook.
Well, the great thing about the running back position is he just needs to learn the terminology real quick, but his outside-inside zone, that's what they run. So I think Carlos Hyde will be up to speed pretty
There's
fast.
no question they're making the move. They realize the importance of the running game for this offense, and they realize that maybe Leonard Fournette might be dealing with this hamstring on.
Yeah, and we'll get into it a little bit later in the show, too, but the Jags right now are on their 3rd left tackle. So Josh Walker, that could be a mismatch in this one. Cam Robinson, he was hurt last week, so you got guys come. I mean, he's a guard. He's not even a tackle, so this isn't his natural position. You have the Eagles' defensive line. They're definitely going to capitalize on that.